Hello, everyone. It's Mr. Kissinger at the Citizenship Academy in Syracuse, New York. And this is 5th grade math, module 4, lesson 33. We're going to create story contexts for numerical expressions and tape diagrams to solve word problems. So we're going to work through a couple word problems together here. Each of these word problems has multiple parts. And the first one says, Miss Hayes has half a liter of juice. She distributes it equally to 6 students in her tutoring group. How many liters of juice does each student get? So I'm going to use my RDW strategy here. And as I read, I'm going to circle my numbers. I have a half liter of juice here, and I need to distribute it equally to 6 students. When I see this distributes equally to, I know that means we need to divide. And we want to know how many each student gets. And each can either mean multiplication or division. In this case, it's going to be division because we're distributing into equal groups. So to draw, we're going to make a tape diagram. And this whole tape diagram here is going to be a half liter. And there are 6 students. So you do 1, 2, 3. Let's switch that a little bit. We'll make 6 pieces in there all together. All right, let's split into thirds first. So like thirds. All right, split our thirds in half. And we have 6 pieces. Now I want to figure out how much one of these pieces is. So I need to take 1/2 liter and I'm going to divide by 6 because there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pieces. So 1/2 divided by 6 is really the same as 1/2 times 1/6. So if we divide it by 6 over 1, we flip our fraction, we get 1/6. That's easy, we'll just multiply right across, we get 1/12 of a liter. And I'm going to write it right down here. It says each student gets 1/12 of a liter. All right, so there's a second part to this question. It says, how many more liters of juice will Miss Hayes need if she wants to give each of the 24 students in her class the same amount of juice found in part A? So if each student is getting 1/12 of a liter, and we want to give 24 students that amount, well, I'm going to make another tape diagram here. And it's asking us how many more liters. And we have 24 students this time. So I'm going to make myself a tape diagram here. And I know that each one of these is 1/12 of a liter. We're going to have 1, 2, and then a bunch in the middle, 23, 24. And I want to figure out how many I have all together here. All right, so I'm going to need to do 1/12 times 24. I need 24 servings of 1/12 of a liter. Make sure I write my liters in here. So I have 1/12 times 24. Now I'm going to write 24 as a fraction. I'm going to do 24 over 1, 24 wholes. So that way I can just multiply right across. And it's going to give me 24 twelfths. And I can simplify that down. I can divide both by 12. That's going to give me 2 over 1, or 2 liters. So if she has a half liter and she needs 2 liters, well, 2 liters minus 1.5, or minus a half, will give me 1.5 liters. So she will need 1.5 more liters of juice. All right, and there's our answer. All right, let's move on to the next one here. So number 2 says Lucia has 3.5 hours left in her workday as a car mechanic. Lucia needs half an hour to complete 1 oil change. How many oil changes can Lucia complete during the rest of her workday? So I'm going to turn that decimal into a fraction here. I have 3.5 hours. I know that 0.5 or 5 is 5/10. That's 5/10 is 1/2. So I have 3.5 hours left in her workday, and she needs a half an hour to complete 1 oil change. So RDW, she has 3.5 hours, needs a half hour, and it's asking us how many oil changes can Lucia complete. So when I draw my tape diagram, I know that I have 3.5 hours left altogether. And I know that each oil change takes a half an hour. I was going to change that to 3.5 hours, like that. So if each oil change takes a half hour, how many of these half hours will I need So I'm going to do half hour, half hour. And how many will I need to get to 3.5 hours? So I'll need to divide 3.5 by a half hour, by 1/2. So I get 3.5 divided by 1/2. And normally, if I was going to divide by a fraction, I would turn this into an improper fraction first from a mixed number. But in this case, I know that dividing by a half is the same as saying 3.5 times, I can flip my fraction, 2 over 1 or 2. So if I do 3 times 2, well, 3 times 2 is going to give me 6. And 1/2 times 2, 1/2 times 2 is going to give me 1. That will give me 7 hours altogether. Or no, 7 oil changes. We already knew the amount of hours, but she needs to figure out how many oil changes she can do. So she can complete 7 oil changes. Letter B says Lucia can complete 2 car inspections in the same amount of time it takes her to complete 1 oil change. How long does it take her to complete 1 car inspection? So I'm going to take this right here, and I'm going to blow it up into a tape diagram. Just this one little square. And we know this whole thing is 1/2 hour. And we can get 2 of them, 2 car inspections, into the time that it takes to do 1 oil change. So this is the time of 1 oil change, and I can do 2 car inspections. So how much does 1 car inspection take? So I'm going to need to do 1/2 hour divided by 2. Or 1/2 an hour times 1/2. Do the same thing. I'll flip my fraction, and I have 1/2 times 1/2. That's going to give me 1/4. So it's going to give her a 1/4 of an hour. It takes Lucia 1/4 of an hour to complete 1 inspection. And it says, how many inspections can she complete the rest of her workday? Well, if she can complete 7 oil changes and she can complete twice as many car inspections, that's just going to be 7 times 2. That'll give us 14 car inspections. All right, so that's where we're going to stop for today. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I look forward to seeing you next time.